she's so mean. I don't care. I love her eyes and her wild, wild hair. Dance to the beat that we like best. Heading for the 90s, living in the wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. Wild west. Amanda's in the back room, handing out value sheriffs on the airwaves, talking to the DJs. 47 heartbeats, beating like a drum. Gotta live it up, live it up. Ronnie's got a new gun. She's so mean, I don't care. I love her eyes and her wild, wild hair. Dance to the beat that we like best. Heading for the 90s, living in the wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. Wild west. Ow.
Good morning. So I guess we can. We're streaming everywhere, so we can say "Good Morning Vietnam" if we want to, can't we?
Yeah, we could, even though it's probably, well, maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, they could be watching this. Yeah, so it's good morning.
Yeah, well, one way of finding out. Hey,
Yeah.
Google, what time is it in Vietnam?
The time in Vietnam is 9:04 p.m.
9:04 p.m. Well, maybe they'll watch it. Maybe they're out doing Vietnam stuff tonight, and
Yeah.
then they'll wake up in the morning and want to watch it and bet
Yeah.
on the replays.
Yeah, never know.
Could be.
Yeah, but we're here. And of course, I could have came up with another song we could have opened up with while we were playing that song. Little distasteful, probably something along the lines of Deion Sanders. We could have played "It Never Rains in Southern California."
We could have. Oh, I wish Hollywood Park was still running, because then we could have played Hollywood Nights.
Yeah,
Bro, I look forward to Saturday mornings now. I'm gonna hate the days where Frank the Bank is here and not me, but I mean, I got Wrexham on my TV right there. We got horse racing right here.
yeah.
And anyone thinks that we live glamorous lives? I got home 1:15 in the morning from the FAU hockey game last night. Yeah, but it was sweet, man. They won 9-2. It was 6-0 in the first period last night. I was like, holy crap. It was just an onslaught. They destroyed the Miami Hurricanes last night,
Yeah.
who also got very, very lucky because that ball was caught in the end zone when time expired
Yeah.
by Virginia Tech.
Yeah. And from what I understand, what the ACC said in the statement is once a player is out of bounds, which they claim that one of the defenders were, the play's over.
Well, I don't know. I just know that it was between the second and third periods of the hockey game, and we ran into the bar because last night's game had to be moved
Yeah.
to the war. It's called the War Memorial, which is the Panthers' new training facility.
Yeah.
And this place is unbelievable. And there's a sports bar right inside the hockey rink. So everybody ran into there to check the end of the game. And Christian, we were at the Miami game last night. I think we had 4 people there, but Christian got some amazing footage. It's all up on our IG, or some of it's up on our IG. I haven't even had a chance to see it all yet, but yeah, we covered Miami Hurricanes on multiple fronts last night.
Yeah. Even though we are an FAU school.
We are no, we're not an FAU school. I
Oh,
was rooting for FAU, but we
Okay.
we cover Miami just as much as FAU.
Yeah, that's true. My bad.
So-
I take that back.
Yeah, no, we don't. We have the Owl's Nest, which is
Yeah.
specific to FAU, but yeah, we're launching a Canes. Christian is launching a Canes show. It's called Hurricane Watch, I believe,
Okay.
on Tuesday. Strictly Miami Hurricane content.
Yeah. And, I'll be starting a new segment called Into the Dark, where we will have like a race, like the last race of parks on Saturday, which was in total darkness.
When was it? This was last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering because I was trying to keep track of what was going on toward the end of the day last week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was dark. And dude, what is the story with Parks? Was that place going to get shut down because of this turf course?
Well, you're getting near the end of the season anyway. for turf racing anyway. But they shut it a couple of weeks early. I think what they're going to do is they're just going to. What I think they should do is just totally rip it up and start new.
They need to do something if horses are dying there, and then they shut it down, supposedly make some repairs, open it back up,
Hmm.
and then have to pull all the turf horses off the turf because a horse goes down.
Yeah, and there were two horses that broke down. There was a horse that broke down in one of the 2-year-old races that broke down in the middle of the pack of the race. So I think that may have been the reason why Parks was like 45 minutes behind all day.
Yeah, I was wondering because I'm sitting there looking, and I figured that because FanDuel was having trouble figuring out what was going on because it would say next race 7 minutes to post,
Yeah,
and then it would flip up to like 35 minutes, and I was like, oh crap, it is going to be dark.
yeah.
So they ran it in the dark that last race, huh? Last
Hmm.
week?
Yeah. I mean, at least the stretch had residual light from the grandstand, but it was pitch black.
Yeah, but you know what? The horses are used to that because that's when they work out. Is early in the morning when it's
Yeah,
pitch black.
yeah, yeah.
So how do you know if you won or you lost?
I was able to see my 11 horse finish first in that last race.
Beautiful. Winning is a good thing, bro.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I texted my buddy Mike after after the cotillion, and I said, Mike, I'm getting effed here. If I hit this race here and I get into the final leg, they're going to cancel it. Watch it. But they had to run it because that pick 5 was a mandatory distribution.
And that was race 14 was the last race last week?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Top Gunner won it?
Yep.
Whoa ho. I see winning ticket right here from you on Top
Mhm.
Gunner. And then JB Smooth, huh? Last
Mhm.
week?
Yeah.
Nice, bro. It was an okay day.
Yeah. And I had like 6 winners on the 14 races, but nothing really big. But but in terms of the article, I had 4 winners.
Hey, that's great. And Torpedo Anna,
Did win.
yeah, I watched it. She came from off the pace, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was boxed in along the rail. And we had Jason Worth there at the races. Don't know why.
Was Rob McElhaney there?
No.
He's a Philadelphia guy.
Well, he's too busy with Wrexham.
Probably, yeah. He was out at Wrexham.
Charlie Manuel was there.
Okay.
And I behaved. I did not say anything to him negative. And Brad Lidge of the Phillies of 2008 was also there.
So it was a big a big Philly day in Philly at the Philly racetrack.
Yep.
And why any respect? It was just because of the Pennsylvania Derby? Is that why they went out?
The Jason Worth, I think he had some sort of an ownership thing with one of the horses I couldn't trace.
Okay.
In the Derby, but Brad Lidge was making an appearance at Parks, and so was Charlie Manuel.
I got some. Can I throw some? I got all kinds of. Now, I think these are serious now because I'm learning about this. So I got 4. I got 4 Wrexham things going on right now. I got let's see. I have Wrexham to win. They're plus 145, which I like them to win. They're on the road, but they're playing against a team that doesn't win at home. I have a 2-bet parlay. Wrexham to win. And then the correct score, 3-2 Wrexham. I got a 3-bet parlay, over 1.5 first half goals. Right now it's 0-0, 10 minutes in. I got Wrexham winning, and then I got Jay Marriott, anytime goal scorer. And then this is the big one. This one's plus 1,500, this next one. I got Wrexham. I got over 2.5 first half goals. And I got a Paul Mullen for anytime goal scorer.
Okay.
So yeah, if I could hit all of these, that's I got a plus 2,500. Oh shit, I got a plus 20. What's the plus 25? That's the score when you pick the score.
Yeah.
Pick the final score. That's like psychic right there, or psycho, one or the other.
Yeah. I'd lean towards psycho for me, but you can be psychic.
Yeah. No, that's I could be psychic. Where is it? Do I have it? I love that song. I don't think I have it. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho.
I'm not saying that I identify as a she or he, or I'm just saying I identify as a psycho.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking right away.
Mhm.
I thought you were playing it for me, but
We should get a racehorse and name it Sweet but Psycho.
yeah.
And we should train it to like bite the other horses running down the street. Everybody will be afraid to race against it.
Yeah, that's happened once in a while in racing. That happened a couple of years ago with Parks.
Really?
Yeah.
Horse was biting the other horses in the stretch?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I'll have to find that for next week or next time you're on here.
I saw a horse not run one time. I bet on a horse at Monmouth. Pete and Pat was the name of the horse. Pat Batazzi was the trainer. And it was a 6 furlong race. The gate opened, horses ran out, and I'm looking, I'm like, where the hell's my horse? Where's the horse? He wouldn't leave the gate.
Mhm.
Like stubborn. He wouldn't leave the gate. I was like, oh crap. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Kentucky Derby a couple years ago, Thunder Snow.
But just wouldn't leave the gate when it opened?
Took about 2 steps and said, I'm not running.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, well, the horse didn't even take 2 steps or anything. This is just like he was anchored in and he wasn't going nowhere.
I think it also happened in Saratoga a couple weeks ago.
No. Probably because, and I know why, because there was a psycho horse running and the horse that stayed in the gate was afraid for its life and said, nope, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
blame
not
him.
getting bit.
I don't blame him. But, those things happen from time to time. And, then you're sitting there for 5 minutes. Okay, did he get a fair start and all that? And you're either SOL or you get your money back.
Yeah, I don't remember if we got our money back on that or not. All I remember is that he didn't run.
Yeah. And it does happen from time to time for whatever reason.
Well, that's what Viagra's for.
Yep.
Where are we going today? Santa Anita?
Yep. Santa Anita's back for their fall meet.
Beautiful racetrack.
Yeah.
Beautiful view. Let me say that from the racetrack. If I remember, from what I remember, the track is on the older side, but nice. But kind of like a Monmouth older track, but just the view is breathtaking.
And you can see that in today's articles with some of the pictures that I have on the article today.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's about 2,500 miles away from me right now.
Have you been to Santa Anita?
No.
It's just the view itself is worth a trip out there.
And underrated view is Emerald Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get a clear day, which I didn't when I was out there in May, you get a view of Mount Rainier beyond the 6 furlong chute.
Did you take pictures when you were out there?
No, because it was that mountain was not out the entire trip I was out there.
It was all fogged in or
Fog,
rain,
cloudy,
okay.
the whole week. Yeah.
Well, that's probably 300 days a year out there, right?
Yeah, but that's when they start. That's when it starts clearing up for the summer. But just dumb luck on my part.
You said it, not me, buddy.
Well, I admit it sometimes.
Dude, there is. Can I give a couple of plugs on what's about to come down our way? So on Monday, all right, you got Toby back to the dugout at 2:00, and then at 6 p.m. on Monday, we got a special MLB postseason show, which the postseason teams may or may not even be decided yet at that point because the Mets and Braves have to play a doubleheader.
Yeah.
On Monday, and that doubleheader could decide the final wild card spot. Then you got Christian Proscia with the New Era Prep Show after that. And then you're coming in 9:00
Yep.
on Monday night. Tuesday, well, anyway, not this Tuesday. I'm not going to go through this whole schedule right now, but we got a Canes, Miami Hurricane show coming to the channel. Hurricane, I believe it's called Hurricane Watch. We have, there is another show coming, which is sort of like a panel of guys that are going to argue against each other. Should be Jerry Springer-ish meets Bleacher Brothers, maybe. We got LaStella. Jeff Defoe DeForest is launching shows. First show will be on Thursday of this week at 4 p.m. called License to Steal Sports. He's got all kinds of sports handicappers on there that are going to come on and hopefully give us a license to steal. Plus, you got the Bleacher Brothers show on Wednesday. We got you every night of the week. You got Tom, his golf picks. We got Stadium Food Girl is coming. We Nick the Flick with boxing. Matt's going to run out an EPL show. We got more EPL and soccer gambling shows, and the list just continues to grow. So,
Yeah.
stay tuned.
And I'm going to throw a suggestion out there, an idea.
No. You don't put it out there. You put it in the box, and then whenever I get around to opening up the box, I'll look at it.
All right.
You didn't see the
all right.
suggestion box?
Well,
No, I'm just kidding, bro. Okay,
I know. Who knows when we get to the winter season and we get to the championship meet at Gulfstream, maybe we can get Defoe on here.
I already asked Defoe this week. I said, would you have any interest? He said, absolutely, coming on here.
Yeah.
So just coming on a Saturday morning, he said he would do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and he can,
at Gulfstream, yes, that would be cool too.
yeah, because the championship meet opens up on Thanksgiving Day.
I don't know if he'll want to do it on Thanksgiving.
No, we only do Saturdays.
Oh, all right. Well, we could do it. We could do a special day if there's a special event, right?
Well, their special events are on Saturdays.
There are.
I mean, you're
52 in 0-0.
Yeah. It's early yet.
But I'm walking a tightrope with this soccer because last Saturday afternoon we went off. I went home and I started watching Inter Miami at New York, and it just felt like the game was 9 hours long, and it was 0-0, and then Inter Miami finally scored, and I thought, all right, cool. I got I bet on Inter Miami. And then the added time, or is that what they call it? Added time?
Yeah.
All right. So the added time came, and there was about 10 seconds left in added time, and then New York scored. So I didn't win the bet. The game finished 1-1, and I felt like I wasted about 30 hours of my day. And there was nobody won, but I clearly lost.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably about 80% of the wagers lost because the great thing about soccer is you have a three-way.
Yeah. And I'm experimenting with, is that the bet, to just constantly bet the tie? Because games constantly come out tied.
Yeah.
And the tie always is plus a lot more than picking either one of the teams to win.
Yeah, because I hit an English Premier League parlay a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was a three-legger, and one of the legs was a draw, and I got the draw out of it.
Beautiful.
Before we get into that here, just pulling something up here real quick.
And keep an eye, if anybody's starting to follow this soccer or does follow it, I'm telling you right now, I watch in any sport, my gambling success has come from just trends. Because there's nothing's going to happen that you haven't seen before in any sport. Yeah. So if you really pay attention and just look at the momentum, the trends, the New York City Football Club, they're dangerous. So the MLS postseason or their cup or whatever the hell they call it, I'm still figuring that out. But that's getting ready to start here pretty soon in about a month. And
yeah,
I keep an eye on New York City Football Club.
Are they even in the playoffs?
They will be. I mean, nine 9 clubs make it from each conference. So yeah, you got to be really lousy, and they're in a good spot right now, so they'll be there.
Yeah, because they got boat race last week by the Union.
Yes, but they did. But if you throw that game out, kind of like you throw a horse race out, that's the only game they haven't. They're trending, and when I watched them a few times, but last week against Inter Miami, I don't know what the story has been in Miami. They look old, they look slow, they look uninterested a lot of times. But I don't have enough experience with this yet to be able to say, hey, this is what's wrong there. But I can tell you that New York is trending the right way. New York Football Club. And today they play the New York Red Bulls. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, the New York Derby, as they would call it in soccer parlance.
New York Derby?
Yeah.
Okay.
When two teams from the same area play each other, it's called a derby, or as they call it in the UK, a derby.
Okay.
And forgive me, I'm trying to find something here, and it's not coming up the way I want it to. And
So this game that's on right now, this Wrexham game against what the heck is the name of this actual team? It's Leyton Orient. There is literally, the way this stadium is constructed, in the corner, there is an apartment building, or what looks like an apartment building, right inside the football stadium. I swear, I've never seen anything like this before. So you have the stands from the one side, and stands start over here, and then in the corner there is that looks like a multi-story high-rise apartment building.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait. I never thought I'd say this. I can't wait to get over to England to start seeing this stuff with my own eyes.
Yeah. I mean, you got some crazy stuff over there. And I was looking to see what the line was on the Philadelphia Union today. They're a heavy favorite over Atlanta United. I'm not touching that game.
Where is that game?
Chester, Pennsylvania. Home game.
So I've been eyeballing Atlanta also. When Atlanta decides that they want to play and kind of like flip the switch, they're like a bunch of Tasmanian devils on the field. It's hard to keep up with those suckers. I watched them a couple of times also. So they're a team that I'm keeping my eyeballs on. So, and I don't like the Union. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I'm a Philadelphia Phillies guy, Sixers guy. The Eagles, the Flyers, the Union, you can have them. I got no interest in any of those teams.
I'll take them.
All right, you can have them. They're yours. I don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
I hate the Eagles probably more than most people hate the Cowboys. I hate the Eagles. I don't know why. I hate the Ravens also. I dislike the Cowboys greatly. I just like to laugh at the Giants and the Jets.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins. I like to laugh at the Dolphins.
Well, Hootie did say the Dolphins made him cry.
Yeah, Dolphins make all these idiots cry, and they just keep going back for more pain and torment, and so that's an interesting game Monday night. Tennessee is coming down here to Miami. I mean, somebody's got to win. I guess it can end like soccer in a tie, can it? It's much more difficult in American football to end in a tie, but it could be a 3-3 game.
It almost was a 0-0 game in Vegas last year. Vegas, and I think it was Minnesota.
I don't remember. Was it 0-0?
I think the final score was 3-0.
Wow. And did it go overtime?
No, it was a late fourth quarter field goal.
Okay. And one more. Let me bitch him on about one more thing. The NFL, sports gambling, has ruined all sports because the NBA has been fixed for many, many, many years. But did you see Thursday night's game? The Cowboys and the Giants? The spread was 5.5. Cowboys drive the field. They get stuck. They bring in the field goal kicker. They have a 5-point lead. The guy hasn't missed a field goal since 1972. He misses a field goal, and the Giants end up covering.
Yeah.
Total BS. And that
They-
is the difference for me between having a good night and having a monster night, because I had Army, who I don't know why the bookmakers refuse to give Army any respect. But I've been all over Army, but I had Army by themselves, and then I had the Army Cowboys parlay,
Mm.
which, the fix was in on that.
Man, there's a possibility that the Army Navy game
Yeah.
could be for the Group of Five bid.
Yeah. Both are on, but Navy's got a tough game today. They play Memphis, maybe, I think. Forget who they're playing. I'll pull it up. But Army ain't no joke, dude.
No,
Everybody wants to immediately dismiss them all the time, but
Navy plays UAB.
Navy plays UAB. Okay. You want to get into some horses?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so we are looking at the St. Anita races 7 through 10. Races 7 through 9 will be on CNBC. So you can watch the NBC feed of the races. It'll also be on FanDuel TV. And also, FanDuel has their WinBet insurance on Santa Anita for races 1 through 8 and race 10. The reason why there's nothing for race 9 is because it's a short field, but you get $5 back if your horse finishes second or third. Last week, I sucked at the promotion because my horses kept winning, and you know, it's a nice way to just throw that $5 in, get a second place, and just roll it into the next one, roll it into the next one, roll it into the next one. So if you're, and check out FanDuel, and whatever platform you use, we prefer FanDuel because we're partnering with them.
For horse racing, I
Yeah.
prefer them.
For horse racing. Yeah. If you use FanDuel or whatever platform you use, always check the offers and always opt in because they're going to give you free money every once in a while and take advantage of it.
They do. If you play, what I found is if you play a lot or often, FanDuel rewards more than any other book. Although Hard Rock is kind of, and we have no relationship with them at all, other than
Being stuck in Florida.
Yeah, me being stuck in Florida. Thank God for Rebet, because I love Rebet and having another option now. But yeah, FanDuel's got its pluses for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and also if you are lucky enough and you have a smart TV or you have an Amazon Fire Stick, you can hook up the account to FanDuel TV Plus and you can watch all the races from your Fire Stick or whatever.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And maybe I'll be doing that this afternoon while I'm working. But we go to the 7th race here, which is the first race we're going to look at. It is the John Henry Turf Championship. And this is part of the California Crown Series. And AJ's area of the country, they have what's called the Pegasus World Cup. And these are the races that mimic that race because it's both the same ownership that owns these tracks. So you have them trying to do that this year with these races here. So the John Henry goes as the 7th race. It's 1.25 miles on the turf. Little quirky start here because you start at the base of the hill and you also cross over onto the dirt there before you go back onto the turf. So a little quirkiness there for those that are going to be watching possibly for the first time today. But you got a field of 11 here. And the 7 horse.
These are some good freaking horses, bro.
And even though there's not a automatic bid into the Breeders' Cup for this race, you'll probably see some of these horses down at Del Mar next month. Now, the 7 Big Blue Line will probably be scratched. I think he's going to be running at Churchill Downs, even though they have the remnants of Hurricane Helene in the area right now. So he's probably there instead of at Santa Anita. So I mean, he's a long shot here anyway. But yeah, I treated him like a scratch here. So um,
He does seem like the one horse that does not belong.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he had one good race on the turf at Kentucky Downs, but the thing is, they've been running him completely on the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Gold Phoenix is favored here. Uh, came came up late to win that with a nice closing kick there. Um, I think this is my pick here. I believe. Yeah, that's my pick here. But I think you can make an argument for a lot of these horses in this race.
You can make an argument, I think, for almost every horse, but I am going to I'm going to put my money on the 11. If you want to attempt to spit that name out of the 11, Balnikov?
Balnikov.
Balnikov, okay. Balnikov. Why not Balnikov?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what I'm looking at. Gold Phoenix can do this. The 6. I mean, if I look at the 6 long enough, I can easily argue for the 6. He's a second race off a layoff also, which I always like. The 5, Dicey Mochara.
Yeah.
Has just missed in his last 2.
Yeah, he hasn't won since 2022, but he's always there. And there is no speed in this race, so he could run a slow half or a slow 3/4 and maybe steal it on the front end.
The 3 can win this race.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, the 2 horse, he's always right there lately. Yeah. I'm gonna. So with this, do I have to go win, place, or show with my FanDuel special $5 bet today, or is it? Can I?
It's got to be a win wager.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go win on the 11, and then I'm gonna come back and box 5-11.
Okay.
For an exacta. And I'll just jump over to FanDuel and lock that sucker in. This is race 11, right?
Race 7.
Race 7, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can bet on race 11, I should automatically have money deposited into my account since there is no race 11.
Yeah. Unless they have a special where they used to have a special where they linked the last. Well, it's actually Hollywood that they did it, but last race at Santa Anita or Hollywood, and then the first race at Los Alamitos, a double. But
All right, the 5-11. And who was I going to? Oh, I was going to bet to win on the 11. All right, so 11. And you got to opt into this thing, right? Don't we have to opt in? That's their one thing that they make you do, opt in. Yes.
yeah, but usually if you opt in once, if you opt in like the week before, it keeps you in there for the next week.
No, I'm just minding my P's and Q's here.
Oh, I know. I know.
All right, so
yeah, and that's one thing I will also say as well. If you're a regular to the FanDuel racing platform, always check those promotions because you never know, you might get opted out for whatever reason. You got to opt back in.
All right, I'm locked in.
Okay, so AJ's on the 11 here. He's on Balnikov. I'm on the 9 Gold Phoenix, and we'll see if we can get that winner home in this race. But I'm beginning to think that you read my article because you mentioned all the horses I mentioned in the article for this race.
Yeah, I mean, but literally, when you look at it, there's no clunkers in this race.
No, just that 7, which will probably be at Santa Anita, which will probably be at Churchill.
Yeah, that's it. The whole race card there for that race was like an old episode of Sesame Street where they show you something and they say, which of these does not belong? It was that horse.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So that and that's why they created the California Crown. They boosted up the purses, and with the Breeders' Cup down the street at Del Mar. Well, down the 5, but you get the idea. You know, they want to get a race in Southern California and then ship down a couple hours down to San Diego.
Why the hell is California getting all the love, bro? All right, you got after New Orleans, the next 2 Super Bowls are in California.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the Olympics going to Los Angeles. Don't people know that California is a shithole?
Well, you know,
For the most part, it is. It's beautiful. It is the most beautiful shithole you've ever seen in your life. For
yeah.
a lot of it, if you get out of the Los Angeles and San Francisco. But oh, what a horrible place California
Yeah.
is.
And from what I saw, Super Bowl 62 may be in Atlanta.
Yeah. That's a. I read that was so Atlanta's the next California.
Yeah.
We're a little bit out, but they're getting the Final Four. They're getting the Super Bowl,
World Cup.
World Cup. I think if Diddy makes bail, he said he was going to do a pay-per-view freak off in Atlanta.
Mm.
So yeah, there's a lot of
Well,
stuff coming to Atlanta.
why is he just going to OnlyFans?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's where he was trafficking from, OnlyFans. I
Yeah.
do not know.
Yeah, that may be the case here.
Now all these people are coming out. You see 50 Cent says, well, he's known for years and he tried to tell people and nobody believed him.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me if that's true.
And then, all these lists of names keep popping out. But the problem is you can't believe anything that you read on Twitter or Facebook or anything that you see on the news. I don't care what channel you watch, NBC, ABC, Fox, whatever. It's all just, they're just trying to get you to click. That's it.
Mhm.
It's all clickbait.
Yeah, it's all propaganda.
Mm-hmm. So, but I did see one list of Diddy's freak off attendees, and Justin Bieber was the only white person on the list.
I thought it was Beavis from Beavis and Butthead from the one picture I saw.
Of what of Bieber or from the freak out, or Bieber at the freak out?
Beavis apparently Diddy freaked out at PE class.
Mm. I'm
I,
lost.
I guess you didn't see that.
I didn't
that
see
picture.
it.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, they were in a wrestling hold, and Beavis goes, "Help! He's got a boner."
That I do recall that from a very long time ago.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the sick mindset we have here at Bleacher Brothers, and check us out. Check out our schedule because you never know. We might actually have some professional people.
That's why Defoe's coming in. He's the
Yeah.
pro.
Yep.
And Robbie Listell is pretty professional
Yeah.
also. And
Yeah.
Toby's pretty professional, but the
Yeah.
Luch, no. It's a totally professional.
I try, but then after 5 minutes, it's like, oh, F it.
Yeah, why bother?
Yeah.
Don't try to be something you're not, Joe.
Yeah. It's a fun little game I can play. When will be the first time I curse?
Joe, I'm going to give you a 20-1 shot in this next race that I'm going to bet on to win.
Okay.
Boss Sully. Now, don't tell me that if I read your article in advance, because I didn't. Did you pick Boss Sully? Because I like Boss Sully.
No, I did not.
All right. So this, in my opinion, the horses in the last race were much better than the horses in this race. At least it's a much more competitive race. The last race that we just did, race 7.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm going with Boss Sully, and I'm going to box him with Air Force Red.
Okay, so you're going with the 3 and the
3-6.
6. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you're looking to make some big money here.
That's it, bro, because Wrexham's let me down here. I need 2 goals in the next 3.5 minutes in the first half here. or else all my parlays are gone.
Yeah, that's why I don't touch first halves in soccer.
But so Wrexham trends where they score fast.
Yeah,
That's what they do. They come right out and they score, and then they park the bus.
yeah,
See, I learned that park the bus. It's a soccer phrase.
yeah. And in my case here, I did not mention those horses, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll find out later today. You have the 11 Big Invasion, who's the favorite on the outside. It, basically, with it going down the hill, the 11 horse is a bit of a detriment because technically you're on the rail for this race for the beginning of it because you have that slight right turn at the beginning. Um, I'm also looking at the one Johnny Padres. He closed like a freight train in the Green Flash at Delmar and just missed. And I'm also looking at first piece, the two, who's shortening up to 6.5 furlongs. Runs well at that distance, especially down the hill where you have to cross over back onto the turf from that little segment where you're actually on the dirt.
That is so
But
odd.
yeah,
This is the only track that has this, right?
uh, yeah,
You know, they should build a stream. They should build a horse track where like the horses have to run through a stream. That'd be kind of cool. Not like a really deep, just something shallow. You know, maybe a
yeah.
foot or two. They have to run through. Make it like a triathlon.
Mm, yeah, you could do that.
That'd be interesting. Be hard to handicap that.
Yeah, and yeah, I think one of the jump courses in the UK has a stream that they got to jump over.
I think I'll check it out when I'm over there covering Wrexham and Man City and everything else next year.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's it. But I'm going with Johnny Padres here. As long as he gets out from the rail there while they're racing down the hill, he should be fine. And I think that he will be closing just like he has in the last two, and he will win this race here.
All right, Johnny Padres.
And you know what? For craps and giggles, let's go with the picket fence exacted blocks 111.
111. All right, you got it.
Okay, and then we go to race number 9, the California Crown Stakes. The race formerly known as the Awesome Again, which was originally known as the Goodwood Stakes. They are going a mile and an eighth here, and Baffert has half the field in this race. He's got the 1, he's got the 3, and he's got the 5.
All right, so let me ask a question that
Mhm.
you can answer for people that may not know this. So this is a Grade 1 race,
Yep.
but there are also stake races that are Grade 2 or Grade 3. What does that mean? What's the difference between the
It,
different grades? Is it the competition of horses? Is it the money that they can win? Is it their qualifications? What is that?
it's a little bit of everything that you said there because you have to have a minimum. You have to have a minimum purse money to be a graded stake. I believe it's $125,000 for a grade 3. A grade 2, I think, is 150, 150 to 200,000. Grade 1 is at least $250,000.
Okay.
And it's also based on your past history, what the horses do after the race. Like for all those years, the Pennsylvania Derby was a grade 2, but you started having horses coming in who were racing in the Triple Crown races. You had California Chrome running one year. You had Bayern running there, and then won the Breeders' Cup Classic. You get a whole bunch of horses that do well after the fact. It just shows that it's even a launching pad for example the Breeders' Cup, which was the intention when Parks moved it from Labor Day to the third or fourth Saturday in September.
Got it.
So it is a little bit of everything you said there because it's the purse that's in there. It's also the fact that it's the quality of the fields and what they do even afterwards. So it's a little bit of everything there. So, but this purse got bumped up to a $1 million race. Winner gets into the Breeders' Cup Classic, and you know, I'll give you a hint. I'm taking a Baffert horse. I guarantee you, it's not the one horse. I guarantee you, it is not Newgate because first race in 6 months. Little tough spot there, but then again, it is Baffert, so it wouldn't surprise me if he does win and prove me wrong. But I'm going with Muth here.
I knew you were going to say that.
And why is that?
I don't know, but when I saw Muth, have you been on Muth in the past when we've done this?
I don't think so because, well, maybe the Arkansas Derby race,
Okay.
but I think we were together for the Preakness on here, and he was a scratch on Preakness Day. And he's running in this spot today because Baffert had him nominated for Pennsylvania Derby, but was afraid to ship him because when he shipped him to Baltimore for the Preakness, he got sick.
I recall that.
So he figured, let me just keep him here in California.
I'm going in another direction again, buddy.
Okay.
I'm going to take Doug O'Neill and the 4-horse. I'm going to bet them to win with my $5. No, I can't. Is my $5 good in this race?
No.
Is this no? Okay, so this is my own money. All right, so that's all right. I'm going to go with Doug O'Neill in the 4, and I'm going to box him with the 6.
Okay.
So 4, 6, and we should say that our picks that we're giving out are for entertainment purposes only.
Mm-hmm.
Gamble responsibly. For instance, I threw a couple of dollars in this FanDuel sportsbook horse racing thing months ago. It's still the same. It's more now, but it's still the same. So don't gamble over your head. Just gamble what you can.
Yeah.
Gamble what you have and do it for fun.
Yeah, and I will tell you that I probably won't be playing these races because, like I always tell you guys, I will always tell you that if it's rent week, which it is for me, these picks are really for entertainment purposes only and for my ego. So I am going with Muth here. AJ's going with the 4, and he's going with the 4-6 exacta here.
I am. I'm just locking this exact in right now. 4, 6, and again, I'm really what I'm doing today is I'm trying to make a small fortune today.
Yeah.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
And when you got a race that has nothing but Baffert horses, I'm gonna take the 2 that are not Baffert horses.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody can screw up Bob Baffert, it's Doug O'Neill.
Yeah. And also, just let you guys know, if you're looking at the program right now or are going to be downloading it after the show, the 7-horse in this race, Indispensable, well, he is dispensable to St. Anita because he will be scratched. He's going to be running in the Oklahoma Derby at Remington Park tomorrow evening.
Sunday night racing, huh?
It's a late afternoon card. They start at 3 o'clock local time, I believe.
Okay.
And that is their last race on the card. Matter of fact, I can tell you what time it goes off. It goes off 8:48 Eastern. First race is at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock in OKC. And Indispensable is on the rail for that race at 3-1. But we're not looking at that race.
All right, look, we have to, in this final race coming up, we have to beat the 3. Because 4 to 5 odds, why would I even, the 3 looks quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 is extremely dangerous. The 3 is undefeated this year. He's got a 60% freaking lifetime win rate. And he likes he likes to be rested. He's like today's boxers that only want to fight
Yeah.
once or twice a year, every 6
Mhm.
months. This is
Yeah.
when he gets his rest. He looks pretty good, and he's well rested at the moment.
And I got a pick for you here.
Go ahead, give it to me. I'm looking for something other than I'm trying to catch lightning in a bottle here.
And you know me, I'm Mr. Play on Words here.
Mm-hmm.
My pick of the day is du jour,
Du jour. Where the hell is du jour?
numero uno.
Yeah, okay.
A rare Bob Baffert turf horse.
I don't like Bob Baffert, dude. I don't like him, and I take that into consideration when I'm making my picks.
I mean, I don't like Baffert either, but you can't deny that he wins at. Wait, what is he at right now? Hold on, I lost the screen here. He is winning at 29% this year. And, you can question a lot of things about him. Say what you want. I'm gonna keep myself out of trouble. But we do know that there are some suspicions around him, but he is going to be in the Kentucky Derby chase this year. So, but this one du jour, where am I at here? Let me find it. I got way too many tabs here. He was part of the 4-horse blanket finish at the Del Mar Mile in Del Mar. I think he steals this. Baffer will have him ready for this race and send him off down to San Diego for the Breeders' Cup.
I am taking the Christian horse in this race, and I'm going with the 5, Easter.
Okay.
One of my favorite holidays, the beginning of spring. Very colorful, lots of chocolate.
Yeah.
And I'm looking to beat the 3. So
And I'm looking to
why
beat
not?
the 3 as well.
Why not the 5?
Yeah. And you know what the difference is between Tijuana, San Diego at Easter, and Tijuana at Easter?
What?
Jesus loves you is a good thing in San Diego. It's
Mhm.
not a good thing in a Tijuana prison.
That's yes. You know what? That's accurate. That's accurate.
And we also have distasteful jokes here
Yes.
on the Bleacher Brothers Network.
Jesus. Yes.
So those are the 4 races here. And AJ had 2 winners last week. I had 1. And by the way, I don't have any bridge jumping alerts, but one of those bridge jumping alerts I had on the article, one of my articles last Saturday, did hit. Morning Matcha in one of the earlier races was like a 1-5 favorite. They loaded up the show pool, and she finished 4th. So now, granted, it wasn't the eye-popping $120 to show, but when you're getting almost more money to show than to win, I got $12 to show at $20. Hey, it happens once in a while, and I don't see anything like that today. But always keep an eye for those. Always keep an eye on the pools because you never know when you're going to have a bridge jumper pop up.
And you know what? It's always pool season in Florida, so it's definitely a good idea to keep your eyes on the pools.
Yeah.
They're a little different, but
Well,
it's the same.
you might have to. Some areas of Florida are going to have to work on their pools after the hurricane came up the western coast.
Yeah, it was we were spared. We had a little bit of rain. That was it.
Yeah, and we're still getting a little bit of rain here, even though we're about 500, 600 miles from the center. It's just like an outer band or two that comes in every once in a while.
This was a big sucker. This
Mhm.
hurricane. It was a big sucker, and that's what we got. We got a little wind, but when it rained, for the 5 minutes that it rained, it came down like
Yeah.
buckets, and then it stopped, and then an hour later we got it again, and got it again a few times. But that's what you get for living in Florida.
Yeah, and also Georgia, because Georgia got hit hard with this as well, and App State and Liberty was canceled,
Yep, I saw that.
and Liberty's looking for a 12th game
What do you mean they're looking for a 12th game?
because with that cancellation, they only have 11 games on their schedule. And
Oh, it's not going to be rescheduled, the game? It's just
no,
canceled?
just
Oh,
canceled.
hmm.
Probably because they don't have any open dates that are coinciding.
Gotcha. Hmm. Well, I'm sure they'll find something.
Yeah. And I will tell you right now, fade the Eagles tomorrow.
Who are the Eagles playing tomorrow?
Tampa.
In Tampa?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Eagles are favored by 2.
I don't know what to make of Tampa yet.
Well, the Eagles are beat up, and the bye's coming at a perfect time because A.J. Brown may not play. Devontae Smith is definitely out. Lane Johnson is out.
I'm going to take this all into consideration. You want a college football pick I really like today?
Sure.
I like Colorado. They're getting 14.5 points against
Wow.
USF. Or UCF. I'm sorry, UCF.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think Colorado can win this game. If they lose it, I don't think they're going to lose by 2 touchdowns. I think the bookmakers are just on some of these teams like Army. I mean, when I saw that Army Temple spread at 12, this should be like a 25-point spread easily.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. And I think that this is a close game, and I think that you want to roll the dice on something. I think that Colorado can win this game, and they're plus 600 on a money line.
Wow. I will give you a lock for today.
Give it to me.
I just need to see the odds on here. It's a 3:30 game. Now, granted, this may be affected by the news that came out earlier in the week, but I'm going to take Fresno State on the money line plus 110 over UNLV.
Okay.
The quarterback didn't get paid his $100,000 in NIL money. He said, "See ya." And I think the backup quarterback also left the program.
So they're basically like the Niners that played the Eagles a couple of years ago in the NFC Championship game. They have no quarterback.
Yeah, they're at their third stringer, somebody who they planned the red shirt, and he's going to have to play the rest of the year.
I'm going to look at, because I didn't, I'm going to look at this Navy UAB game. Sorry, I can't. Maybe I'll throw it up. If I see something, I'll throw it up on Bleacher Bet. I'll give you our Bleacher Bet NCAA parlay today. We got the Colorado plus 14.5. I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but we took Wagner plus 31.5. FAU has done nothing to warrant being favored by 30 points against any team. And I understand what Wagner is, but I also know what I'm looking at with FAU.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of points. So I took Wagner. Then we took Clemson minus 22.5. And then we took Texas minus 37.5.
Yeah, my three plays that I gave out on Thursday night on my show, I gave out Fresno State money line plus 110, Air Force minus 4, and I think Oregon's going to get on track late tonight. They're going to blow out UCLA. They're 25.5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, it's a lot of points on the road. It's a lot of points at home. There's a lot of points on the road. What do you think about Georgia and Alabama?
I think let's go Alabama on that one.
Yeah, I went back and forth both ways. I thought Georgia. Yeah, definitely Georgia. And I thought, but Georgia barely won 2 weeks ago against nobody. So is that a trend that's beginning to happen? I don't know.
Yeah, because you just need to be in the top 11 if you're a Power 4 conference.
All my stupid soccer bets just cleared. Well, not all of them, but a bunch of them just cleared out because Wrexham could not score a goal in the first half.
Yeah.
So I need 5 second half goals is what I need. And I need a 3-2 Wrexham victory because that is plus a whole bunch. I closed it out. I don't remember what the hell it is, but
Yeah.
all right, what are you looking at next week? Do you know on the show yet or not yet?
I think we're going to be looking at Keeneland.
Now,
Let
does
me look.
FanDuel pay you every week to come up with picks, and then their free bets coincide with your picks every single week? The track that you're looking at.
It they haven't paid me yet, but if you want to, if FanDuel, somebody at FanDuel, because I couldn't get to Dave Weaver or Larry Colmus, who were at Parks last
Mhm.
week. I couldn't get a hold of them because they were the paddock the whole day. Could have said, hey, I promote you guys too, But if FanDuel wants to contact me, Joe at BleacherBrothers.com.
And so your Union today, your Eagles, you're not feeling them tomorrow, and then the Phillies start their Red October this week.
Yep, and they're going to be playing a couple of spring training games because they're down 2 games for the number 1 seed with 2 games to go.
Mm. Yeah, but that's okay. They don't need home field advantage versus the Dodgers. Probably going to bounce in the first round.
Yeah, I think if the Dodgers end up playing one of the NL West teams, they'll lose again because even though you do have the chance of losing, I think that the reason why that these teams lose is because they end up meeting their divisional rival in that round.
Yeah, Dodgers Padres will be a knockdown drag out. I'm really hoping. I didn't pull up this morning's standings yet in this, but I'm really pulling for the Mets to get in, and they're all tied right now.
Yeah.
So Padres are in. Braves, Mets, Diamondbacks for those final 2 spots. So it's going to come down to Monday for the Mets and the Braves.
Yeah. And I'm sure both those games are going to be on the MLB Network. And I will be having the TV on while I work. And I'll be watching them beat the hell out of each other.
It's just more fun if the Mets are in.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If you're Philly, you don't want to see the Mets in there playing against the Phillies?
I want to beat up on the Braves again.
Yeah, that's old news, man. Plus, the Braves are due to win one of these series, so.
Yeah, true. But the Phillies have never played the Mets in the postseason.
And what team does Philly hate more than the Mets?
The Braves.
You think so? I don't know. In 2 weeks from now, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, all going on at the same time.
Yeah. I think it's with game. I think it coincides with Game 3 of the World Series. You have that sports equinox.
And we got the college football, college basketball is getting ready to kick off, soccer going. I mean, if you're a sports book, this is the time you want to be a sports book, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and also if you wanted to make that trip to Vegas, it's a little hot right now, but sit in the sports book all day and watch all the games and all the races.
Have anything else?
That's it for this show.
All right. Monday night, 9:00. Joe Quill Show.
Yep.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay dry. And we'll catch you here next week on Also Eligible.
Adios.